Hello once again, and welcome to another episode of DARTHTUBA'S Star Wars Unboxing Page. I'm your host, DARTHTUBA, and be sure to like and subscribe my videos, DARTHTUBA, 2 words on YouTube. And you can also find and like my DARTHTUBA'S Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter at DARTHTUBA or Instagram at DARTHTUBA. Or email me darthtubas77@gmail.com. So, what do we have today? Well, I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I was patient. And patience is a virtue. Okay, among collectors, patience can be a serious virtue. So, this is something that I'm really excited about. Are we ready? Just give me 1 second. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. You're looking at it. You are looking at it. Star Wars Rogue One. Rapid Fire Imperial AT-ACT. I did not pay full price. Alright, what did I do? Well, I waited for discounts. I didn't get the discounts that some people got. There were apparently some stores that were selling this for 90% off. I unfortunately didn't get that lucky. But I was able to find it on eBay. The thing I found out is that with larger scale items like this that are new in the stores or fairly new in the stores, there are oftentimes people on eBay that will find whatever they are. Sometimes they'll sell them without the figures that normally come with them. They sometimes sell them in damaged boxes like this one. This was a damaged box. Oh goodness, whatever am I going to do with a damaged box? Open it, so there you go. Works out well for me. But there's also people who, just try to make a profit on this, what have you. Maybe they were the ones that got the 92% off, so they bought like 10 of them and then are trying to make some of that money back. Whatever it might be. I recognize that this is the internet and, there can be, not so nice people on there. But there was no way I could pay the full $300 for this, so I ended up paying less than half that. And I'm very excited to be able to bring it out. Okay, so this is going to take some time. All right, so I ask you to be patient. But as I said, this did come with a damaged box. But we're okay with that. Damaged boxes do not bother us. All right, I'm gonna lay it down here for a minute. I'm kind of tethered here with my microphone, so I have to be kind of careful. All right, so this looks like it's pretty complex here. Right, I'm gonna kind of bring it up like this. All right, and we got some of this, and lastly we have this. Okay, so this is how it comes. First, we have our 3 figures, which we'll talk about them a little later. We have our missiles and our Nerf, and as I've mentioned in earlier videos, I am extremely pleased with the Nerf Hasbro, Hasbro Star Wars toy connection. I think that it's a match made in heaven, and I think that to design the toys to keep them playable for kids, you have to do stuff like that. But yet they do it in such a way that doesn't really mess with the integrity of the toy, I feel. So that's a good thing. Actually, you know what? Change my mind. Let's talk about the figures first, because what I'm going to do is, since this is a little bit complex, I'm going to do a high-speed build on this, and then after that we can kind of talk more about it. So we've got 3 figures. Comes with an R2 unit. His name is escaping me. Oh, it's actually C2B5, and then we have the Imperial AT-ACT driver, and then we have Sergeant Jyn Erso. And I believe that some of these figures are only available in this playset. So I'll get them out in a little bit. So why don't I set the camera up to high speed, and then we can get to it and we'll talk a little bit about it. The other thing that's really cool about this is that it is app enabled, so I'll get that set up as well so we can take a look at it. All right. Okay, so we're back, and my apologies if that video was fairly short, but this did not take as much time as I thought. And if there were moments where it looked like nothing was going on, well, that's pretty much because it was me trying to figure out how to get the battery pack open. And just to give you a heads up, if you do get this toy, I use one of these little pen size small screwdrivers to get these things open. Not going to work for a toy like this. You need more of something like this. Okay, a very thin, okay, medium to small size Phillips head screwdriver, okay, but one with a very long neck like this one, okay. Put it up there in front so you can see it. And that is what we needed to reach in the back here to open it up. But once I got that open, it was relatively easy to take care of. All right, so here it is. Okay, you've got the AT-ACT. Now, I find it interesting, and I understand why this is the case, but I've collected several of the walker-type vehicles over the years. One came out in the 70s and 80s. Then they released it, pretty much the same exact one, which would be this size. It's about this size, with more electronic sound effects and things. I think it was the same paint scheme, or a different paint scheme, but same model. And then they released it again with some more updated material. Then they released a huge one that was like 2 feet tall and a little bit more to scale with the 3/4 inch action figures. Really great. Also had some good sound effects. Then they scaled it back down for this one. But ironically, this particular thing, the AT-ACT, in terms of the story in Rogue One, is quite larger than the other one. But there does come a point where Hasbro has to, face reality and realize that there's just no way to build a toy that would make, if you use from the last AT-AT comparison that they built a few years back, then this thing would have to be like 5 feet tall, and there's just nobody who's going to be able to spend the money that it's going to cost to do that, and it's going to be kind of a lot of wasted space. So they scaled it down. It's got a really great playability factor. It has some compartments here that you can put weapons and whatnot in on the inside here. As you can see, it is hollow. Okay, the piece that normally fits in there is this piece. Okay, but this piece works out pretty well. This piece itself opens up, and you can put characters in there. They can store. You can store characters. You can store figures. But the unique feature here is that it has this little grappling hook that you attach here to here, and then you can take figures like Jin and just attach her, and then whoops. Maybe I'll go a little bit more this way, just because my come on, get in there. Woo. Well, she dies anyway in the movie, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, so it's a unique little play feature, but that isn't the end-all be-all. So there's also a little gun here on the outside, but I'm going to take that out, and that's what you do have to take these things out, and you do the same thing here. What I do like about this, it has like a little wind-up feature that it's a simple little effective thing that allows you to keep this cable completely taut and lined and organized without it getting in too many situations. Now I'm not 100% sure where this comes from. I am honest. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. That came with this gun. My bad. There was a gun in there that could shoot it. Okay. So then you're going to take this, and it actually just kind of locks in play. Okay. All right. We have our driver. So we open up the cockpit, and you'll notice. I don't know if I can point this out. You'll see on the cockpit inside there was a whole series of Nerf missiles that we have been able to set up. Okay, and I'm going to put Jin in the CT unit in there. And now, on the back here, on the top, there is a little thing, and then and it walks. It freaking walks. But that's not even the most cool part. Okay, I gotta hand it to Hasbro. I'm really liking their the way that they are adding to this app technology. So there's an app that I've mentioned it before. It's the Studio Effects app. You can use it to take pictures and video of your toys and add explosions and all sorts of cool kind of movie making effects. But then you can also do the same thing and have it move on I mean, please, you know, turn the head and oop, I think it just fired, right? All right, so that is an amazing toy. Okay, so once again, the AT-ACT. Okay, is it worth the $300 price tag that it initially said? Look, folks, I mean, everybody's comes from different backgrounds and financial abilities, and I would tell you that this is not something I would have paid $300 for. Not because it wasn't necessarily worth $300, but because it's just, you know, $300 is a lot of money, no matter what you say. And you know, think about how many of these action figures you could purchase for $300. I mean, these are $7 figures, so do the math. That's like 30, 40 figures, 40 action figures for the price of one toy. So you definitely got to find the deals, okay? And all of the big box retailers are putting them on. They're putting them on sale, and that's great. But be warned that, you know, there's going to be more sales, and look on eBay. But be careful when you are looking on eBay, because there's a lot of them that are selling them without the figures. As I said, some of these figures that came with them are exclusive to this set, so you can't get them anywhere else. So a lot of people were willing to spend that money on just the figures, and then sell the toy. And then and if you don't want the figures, then you might actually be able to pay even less money for the toy. Okay, some people only collect figures, and they have very little room for anything else. I mean, playsets take up a lot of time, and this is, while it's a vehicle, we consider it a playset. So every now and then Hasbro comes out with these. We like that they do. We're still waiting on for a few of them. Hasbro, if any of you are listening, Sail Barge, Sarlacc Pit playset, another Ewok Village, you know, all sorts of things. But the thing is that all these toys that they've come up with, these bigger playset vehicles, you know, a lot of the time they stay on the shelf. They just do. They're not able to make, as a business, it's not a very wise business model, you know. But what can you do? I like it. I think it's really good. I think it's worth about half the price that the retailer suggests, about $150. I think that is very fair, and I think you're getting a lot of toy for that amount of money. So if you like what you see, oops. Just got to make sure he doesn't walk off the table. If you like what you see, please check out my other videos. Subscribe to Darth Tuba, 2 words, on YouTube. Follow me at Darth Tuba on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also like my Darth Tuba Star Wars unboxing page on Facebook. So, without further ado, thank you very much. Go out and purchase, rent, or see Rogue One in digital. It did come out last week, and it's coming out on hard copy this week. And may the Force be with you.